Okay, ready? Good morning, Chavirim. Masechet Pesahim, Amoud Yomi, Nunchet, Amoud Bet. Let's recap what we said. I need you to have a mental chart. I need you to write it through a few things in your mind to be able to hold three different pshatim. We're gonna have two kushot on them as well. Okay, just to recap a simple halacha, simple halacha. Every day there is a tamid in the Beit HaMikdash. There's actually two tamidim. A tamid is a sheep, a keves. There's one brought in the morning hours, there's one brought in the afternoon hours. We will see that the tamid is the first korban that needs to be brought in the afternoon, in the morning, and it is the last korban that needs to be brought in the afternoon. All the nedarim and the nedavot are brought in the meantime. Nedarim and nedavot are private offerings that you bring on your own accord. Sometimes you need to bring them, sometimes they're voluntary. Sometimes they're an obligation for you, but the common denominator is they are private. Okay? The nedarim and nedavot need to be brought after the tamid of the boker. Now, after the tamid of the afternoon, we bring nothing except one thing, korban pesach. That's the only thing we bring. So now we have to deal with a few things. Is that one, a regular day, we want to bring the korban of the afternoon a little bit late to allow people to fill their obligations of bringing the nedarim and nedavot during the day. When that's a regular day. When it comes on Shabbat, it seems we're not sure what to do on Shabbat. We're going to see today what's in Shabbos. And then we have Erev Pesach. So the regular day, it's 8.5 and 9.5. It's finished at 9.5 hours into the day, okay? And then you have time for, that's it. It's closed. The business is closed. On Erev Pesach, we have to take into account people who need to bring Korban Pesach. We're going to bring 1 hour earlier. 7.5 and 8.5. It's finished at 8.5 hours to allow that whole afternoon to bring the Korban Pesach. The Korban Pesach doesn't need to be roasted. It can be roasted on Yom Tov. You could roast it today. You could roast it tonight. Today is Erev Pesach. Tonight is Yom Tov. You're allowed to roast on Yom Tov. We still only bring it at 7.5 hours into the day, or 8.5 hours into the day, 7.5 hours, because we still want to allow the people to bring the nadarim and nedavot in the morning. That is our Mishnah. So Erev Pesach, whether it's on Shabbat, our Mishnah says, or whether it's on a regular weekday, it's at 7.5 and 8.5. So far so good. So regular day, 8.5, 9.5. Erev Pesach, doesn't matter which day, 7.5 and 8.5. And then we said Erev Pesach, that has to be on Friday. And now we have another thing to contend with, is that we need to roast the Korban Pesach during the daytime hours and not the nighttime. So now we're going to cancel off the Nedarim and Nedavot in the morning. Whoever comes in the morning, good. If not, too late for you, too bad for you. 6.5, 7.5. That is when it's going to be, when it's Erev Pesach, Chaz on Shabbos. Chaz falls on Erev Shabbos. So far so good. Then we said a very not defined statement of a Braita. Everybody got this? Now we have Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Akiva. What did Rabbi Akiva say and what did Rabbi Shmuel say? Rabbi Akiva said, okay, the same thing on Chol is the same on Shabbos. That's all he said. The Tamid on Chol will be the same on Shabbos. And then Rabbi Akiva said, Erev Pesach. Erev Pesach. That's all he said. Let's read that again inside. Nunchet, Amoud Aleph. I want you guys to have this. Tanu Rabbanan. First, this is what we did actually yesterday. Tanu Rabbanan. So it's near the Tosfot Mideh. It's right in the middle page. It's a Taf Resh. I just want you to see the words inside before I explain. Tanu Rabbanan ki siduro bechol, kach siduro b'Shabbat. Whatever you do in the week, the Tamid, that's what you do on Shabbos. Divrei Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Akiva omer ki siduro be'erev Pesach. And Rabbi Akiva says erev Pesach.
And the context is for sure the Tamid they're talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about the Tamid, but we don't know what exactly it's meant to be. Then we said we have Shitat Abaye and Shitat Rava. According to Abaye and Rava, we really want to know what we do with the Korban Pesach when it happens to be on Shabbos. With the Tamid that happened, the Tamid on Shabbos, what do we do? What do we do with the Tamid on Shabbos when the Shabbos is Erev Pesach? So today is Shabbat Kodesh. Today is Shabbat Kodesh. Tomorrow is Pesach. We're bringing the Korban Pesach today. When do we bring it? So on this, Abaye said that Rabbi Shmuel will say, you do the same thing as the week, the same thing as Shabbos. So I mean, it's going to be Erev Pesach is 7 and 8. On Shabbos, Erev Pesach is 7 and 8. And Rabbi Akiva will say, no, you're going to do it the same as Friday, 6.5, 7.5. And Rabbi Shmuel will say 7.5, 8.5. What is the difference between the two? When do we have to bring the Musafin and when do we have to bring the Bazichin? According to Rabbi Shmuel, we bring the Bazichin after Musaf. So you got to do Musaf at 6 Bazichin at 7, then Tamid, then Korban Pesach. According to Rabbi Shmuel, you can do the Bazichin at the 5th hour.
Earlier.
You can do the 6th hour, you'll be the Musaf, and then the
So you save an
6.5 hour, you can do the Korban Pesach.
save an
Save an hour. And we want to save the hour because there's a lot of people that have
Which
that.
one is saying to do it earlier?
Rabbi Akiva.
Rabbi
Akiva is saying to do it.
Uh-huh.
That was the opinion of Abai. Then we went to the opinion of Rava. Rava says no, that's not what it means. Rava is saying, actually, the same way as, we still want to know what we do on Erev Pesach, which is Shabbos, but we do it the same as Chol, regular Chol, 8.5, 9.5. On Shabbos, Erev Pesach, 8.5, 9.5. Why? That's Rabbi Shmuel. Why? Because we're scared that the meat's going to rot. It's going to rot if you leave it the whole day. The guy's going to come at 12 o'clock, he's going to start doing his Korban Pesach. By the time he gets home and he's going to start roasting it at night, you got to have a ruined meat over there. We want to...
Is it you that roast your own meat, or
Yeah,
is the
you
Kohen
ro-
that does
you-
it?
you roast.
Oh, I see.
We're talking about 200,000 people.
Okay.
You get there, the
Okay.
Kohen's helping you shecht and sprinkle and all that.
But you gotta cook.
But
your
you
own.
got to cook your meat.
Okay.
Take your raw meat and go figure it out.
But you have your own barbecue. Like, how does you have your own thing?
Listen, the whole of Am Yisrael is in Jerusalem. There's a miracle that nobody was missing space.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's there, and you get a barbecue. Figure it out. And there's now the 50 people can be eating one Korban Pesach, so it's like a big Pesach Seder.
Uh-huh.
Big Pesach Seder in Jerusalem. That was the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Akiva said no. Rabbi Akiva says you can do it an hour earlier, 7.5 and 8.5. You do it like what? Like a regular. You do it like what according to Rabbi Akiva? No, that was Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi
said
Akiva,
like
and
earlier,
Rabbi
no?
Akiva says, what do we say? Rabbi Shmuel no kisu be'erev Pesach. You do it the same as erev Pesach.
Rabbi
we-
Akiva's earlier?
Rabbi Akiva's
Is he
earlier.
scared?
Yes. No, he's not scared.
Who's the
Rabbi
one that's
Shmuel is scared, so it's later. Rabbi Akiva's not scared. He's scared it's going to rot, so do it later in the day.
Mhm.
If your meat's going to rot, do it later in the
Oh,
day.
to start later in the day, so it's not enough.
Exactly right. Rabbi Akiva says no, do it the same as a regular Erev Pesach. Regular Erev Pesach is 7.5, 8.5. So do your Shabbos Erev Pesach 7.5, 8.5. That's what we said.
He's not scared he's gonna.
Not scared to rot. Just according to him, you got to do the Musaf, the Bazichin, and then you got to do the Tamid. Okay. So now we're on Nun Chet. That was a piece. So that was Abai and Rava. We're gonna have one more opinion, and then we're gonna come back to Abai and Rava. Small questions, but if you got that, you're good to go. Nun Chet Amoud Bet. We are at the 4th line in the third word. We had Matkif. Matkif la Rabba Barula. Rabba Barula questions what Rava just said. If you look what it said, we said whatever's Chol is on Shabbos. Chol is like Shabbos. Does it say Mide kisiduro bechol? Kach siduro b'Shabbat be'erev Pesach? Divrei Bishmel? That's not what it said. It didn't say whatever you do in the weekday you will do on the Shabbos which falls erev Pesach. Doesn't say that. Katane kach siduro b'Shabbat. Stama katane. It just says weekday is the same as Shabbos. It didn't speak about erev Pesach over there. What did we say? Rabbi Shmuel says weekday is the same as Shabbos. Rabbi Akiva says erev Pesach. How did you fit in an erev Shabbos to Rabbi Shmuel? It's not written over there. El amar Rabba bar Una achi katane. Here's what the discussion was. Kisiduro bechol de alma. A regular weekday. When is a regular weekday called a regular tamid? 8.5, 9.5. Whatever you do not, kach siduro b'Shabbat de alma. That's what we do on Shabbos. We thought that the whole discussion was Shabbat Erev Pesach. Actually, that's not our discussion. Our discussion is a regular Shabbos, which we didn't speak about. Remember, right? What we spoke about on the Mishnah, regular day, Korban Tamid is 8.5 hours, 9.5 hours. Shechted at 8.5, bring it and burn it at 9.5. We spoke about Erev Pesach, 7.5 and 8.5. And we spoke about Erev Pesach, which is Shabbos. It's the same, 7.5, 8.5. We spoke about Erev Pesach, which is Friday, 6.5, 7.5. But we didn't speak about Shabbat itself. A regular weekday Shabbos. When do you have to bring the Korban Pesach? So according to Rabbi Shmuel, the same as the week. 8.5, 9.5, that's when you're going to do on Shabbos. Divrei Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Akiva omer, Kisiduro be'erev Pesach de alma. Do it the same as Erev Pesach. Bring it earlier. Why are you schlepping it? Bring it at 7.5 and 8.5. By the way, why not schlepp it? Why yes schlepp it? Bring it. By the way, why in the regular weekday you can bring the tamid at 12? You can bring it 6 hours into the day, 6.5 hours. Why are you going to wait till late? Why do we wait late? Why do we wait usually? Because there's a line of people that have to bring their korbanot. This guy says Chatat, this guy says Hashem, this guy says Shlamim, this guy says Todah. So we have a lineup. So push it a little bit. Allow people, like we said at the beginning. The Tamid is the first thing and it's the last thing. So a regular weekday, there's a lineup in the midday. Just bring it later. But on Shabbat, you don't need to do that. There's nobody here. There's no personal offerings on Shabbat. So why do you want to push it off to 7.5, 8.5, and 9.5? Do it earlier. Now, of course, you got to bring the musaf, then the bazichin, then you're going to bring the tamid, so it's going to be at least 7.5 hours, but don't put it to 8.5 hours. Why? Say, give me an hour leeway. Zizin makdimi mitzvahs.
But when you say you gotta bring, it's not us bringing the bazichin, it's the kohanim.
The Kohen, yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
when I
so
say you
what-
got to bring, it's the Beit HaMikdash needs to bring.
And
The
that makes you wait, you're saying.
You're never there, right? You're never there in the weekday. What's happening every day?
Right.
There's a tamid in the morning.
Right.
Then there's a lineup of people bringing their personal offerings.
Right.
Then there is going to be another tamid in the afternoon. On Shabbat, there's 2 extra things.
Bazir.
There is the bazir, there is the musaf at 12.
Right.
There is the showbread at an hour later, and then you can do the tamid. So we're going to be automatically a little bit later than a regular weekday.
Right.
But don't go so late. So that's the machloket. That's what it said. Then that was the machloket between Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Akiva. Kisidro be'erev Pesach de'alma, kasidro b'Shabbos de'alma, umasnisin dekadene ben bechol ben b'Shabbat divrei hakoni. Now our Mishnah was speaking about erev Pesach, whether it's the weekday or it's Shabbos. Everybody agrees with that. B'may kamiflege. What is the? Why would Rabbi Shmuel say do it later? Why would he say that? B'gzerat nedavot u'nedarim kamipalge. The machloket is nedarim u'nedavot gzera. If I let you do, that's it, that's all machloket. If I let you do today, on a regular weekday we want you to do late. Bring it at 9.5 hours in today. If I let you on Shabbos bring it at 7.5 hours in the day, you're going to maybe tomorrow bring it also 7.5. So we're scared that you're going to do that, and if you bring it early during the weekday, then people are going to miss out on bringing their korbanot. Imagine a guy comes from Tiberia. He has his korban to bring. He showed up here on Friday. He actually showed up here on Wednesday. He has one day in Jerusalem. I went to the Beit HaMikdash and they closed at 2 o'clock. Why did they close at 2 o'clock? After bringing my nidar, that's it, I'm finished with this. He's going to go home. Why would they do it at 2 o'clock? Every day we do it at 4 o'clock. Because if Shabbat you put it at 2 o'clock, so the Kohen is going to see, you can do it 2 o'clock. So you do it also on Monday 2 o'clock and Tuesday 2 o'clock, and that's it, we close at 2 o'clock. We're closing the store early.
We're gonna get lazy, that's the thing.
The Kohanim not lazy, it's just, well, listen, we have what to do. We're working all day from the nets. Come on, give us a break. Busy day. They're putting up a sign at the Beit HaMikdash. We will not, there is no violence or, what they put up at the stores? No toleration.
Right.
No harassment at the store. The guy had harassment, the guy's leaving. So that's the whole machloket. Rabbi Shmuel says if you start playing around with the time, might get to a situation where you're going to mess up in the week. So better to keep it standard. And Rabbi Akiva says no. Do on Shabbat zechud and the weekday lichud. If you do it on Shabbat, nobody's going to mess up to do it in the weekday lichud. So that is the opinion of, that's what he says here. Rabbi Shmuel says Gazrin on Shabbat.
We're switching the argument now? 'Cause before
Yes,
it
we
was
completely switched.
Before it was on
Completely
on
switched.
getting
Now, what the machloket Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Akiva was, according to Rabbi Bar Ula, was just to do what do we do on a regular Shabbat. That Rabbi Shmuel says, do it standard, keep it standard. Why keep it standard? Because if you change, you might mess up the week. And if you mess up the week, you're taking away people's time to be in the nidavot.
Sorry for the dumb question, but you would think such an order would never be forgotten from the Beit HaMikdash. How could they not know the actual order of what happened?
Great question, because the Kohanim are switching all the time. It's not the same Kohanim, and people come bar mitzvah, people come older, mon père il a fait, moi j'étais là-bas, c'est pas vrai, you can have Amaretz, go ahead. The guy showing up, by the way, the Kohen would show up 2 times a year. And he would work 1 day a year. 2 days a year.
According to Hidiot, you're saying.
A regular Kohen, how does it work? There's 24 different groups, okay? And each group is broken up to many families. So it's a big family, cousins, everybody's coming. We're this mishmar. We come every year in Shvat and we come every year in Tammuz. Okay? So, and by the way, when you're there the whole week, but your family, we're cousins. Your family only works 1 day a week. And my family works 1 day a week. So now, the guy, who's now 13-year-old kid, and every time he was coming out Shabbos, and we always run at 7 o'clock, at 2.
Okay.
Now, Pitom, 1 year, he gets up, the father passed away, nobody's there, and the guy's like, no, we don't do it, sir. We do, you know how things how it can happen?
I got you.
And there's,
Almost like minhagim, like in the show.
Minhagim.
We say this, we say
there's
that.
so many minhagim, that's minhag shtus, it comes, you can tell you where it comes from.
Right.
If you understand where they made a mistake.
Right.
People think that they can, you can use something that never went to the mikveh once.
Right.
You ever heard that shtus?
Yeah.
It's a shtus.
Really?
Complete shtus.
Really?
Complete shtus.
No.
Where does it come from?
It's not in the halachos?
No.
Why? It's not yours. That's
No, it comes from the fact that a disposable item doesn't need to go in the mikveh. So a one-time usable item doesn't go in the mikveh. So my pan, the first time I cannot bring in the mikveh. What is that? How can you not bring in the mikveh? You cannot use it until it goes in the mikveh. One time. What's the svar of one time? Because when you bought the disposable pan at the dollar store, you used it one time, you threw it out. 1 time is okay. You see how people make mistakes?
So you can use it 1 time, And then bring it to the mikveh.
No.
No, throw
The
it.
dispo-
Throw it. You can throw it.
The disposable is not called a keli. A disposable is not a vessel that needs to go in the mikveh.
Gotcha.
Never. Even if you use disposable 10 times.
Really?
Because since disposable, and you're the guy that cleans your disposable thing and it's crumpled already over there, that you don't have to bring that mikveh. It's not a keli to go to the mikveh. That has nothing to do with the full pot that you're going to use for 10 years. That has to go to the mikveh. So these people make mistakes, they extrapolate things.
What about the aluminum?
Aluminum that
That's
you're going to throw out.
That's disposable.
Doesn't need to go
That's
to the mikveh.
disposable.
But you use it 10 times.
Right, you use it 10 times, but at the restaurant they're not using it 10 times. They use it once, they throw it out. It's like a guy Hampstead, he's gonna throw it out. Come on,
What about a pickle jar?
we're not gonna start washing that.
So when they sell you the
I don't want to go off topic. I'm just showing you. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm just showing you how
Yeah.
you could get to. Everybody thinks something is completely false.
Yeah.
So we did it once at 7. That's what Rabbi Shmuel says.
Yeah, but there's
It's a
no
little
head
bit-
like there's no head Kohen over in the Beit Hamikdash. He's
Yeah,
like,
there is,
He's like the man. I mean, he didn't write down this is how we do it.
And that's what Rabbi Akiva is saying. Rabbi Akiva is saying, like you, listen, there's the Rabbanim over there, there's a Kohen Gadol over there, there's a Sgan over there. But we
Yeah.
saw in the Gemara earlier that sometimes they got crooked over there.
Oh.
Sometimes people were buying their way in.
Oh.
Sometimes it was not always the biggest
I'm
Talmid
saying
Chacham.
one more step.
Huh?
They build up there's 1 year, 1 day a year that they work.
Yeah.
They're gonna be lazy and close it up 1 hour early.
Listen, you have no idea. You have no idea the psychology of people.
Right.
You know, do you think that everybody's the holy guy? I don't want to go to Beit Hamikdash. The teenagers, we're going to work. You're going to start checking. I don't like the blood. He's going to start. Come on, leave me alone. The guy, we saw before that the guy was wrapping his hand. He didn't want to get his hand got chopped off. You saw the Gemara 2 days ago on Shabbat.
No.
There was a Kohen Gadol over there. He says, "What? I'm getting my hands dirty." So he started to wrap his hands with silk, and Hashem made it that the king cut off his hands
Oh wow.
with a different story, because he was a mizalzel to the queen. So you see that people are people. People are people. Humans are humans.
Even with the greatest kedusha, people are people.
And I told you that there was more corruption. They said in Yericho. You guys weren't here on Shabbat, but the Gemara said a few pages ago in Yericho there was gangsters. The mafia was stealing possessions of people. They were stealing their tree and their wood. So the people said, "Okay, you're gonna steal from us." So they said, "Okay, it's owned by the Beit Hamikdash. We gave it to. It's owned by the Beit Hamikdash. The stealers stopped stealing it. Oh no, we're not playing out the Beit Hamikdash." But the Kohanim in the Beit Hamikdash were extorting people. At the same time, the Kohen Gadol put his kid, put his son-in-law, put everybody. It was a big mafia over there. And we're going to get the good leathers, and you have to give an extra kolban, please, and wait over here, and the important person's coming in line, gives us the tip. What do you think? It doesn't happen with the rabbis? The same junk? The same, Baba Saleh would not take a gabbai, he would only take a kid. The gabbai is the most dangerous position in the world, because you're next to the holiest, you're next to the holy person, but with the time, you lose the sensitivity. Big deal. And you see that he's also human, because a tzaddik is also human, and he also could sleep and also could eat and even also sometimes can make a mistake. But he's still a tzaddik with Ruach HaKodesh. So you lose the boundaries, and then you see there's a lot of money flying over here. And 1 second, the Rebbe's giving out all the money to all the poor people. Why don't I get some money in my pocket over here? Get some money in my pocket. Gehazi was the Rebbe of Elisha. Gehazi was the Rebbe of Elisha. He was cursed. He did things. You know the story of Elisha? He said Gehazi was the shamash of Elisha.
Okay.
So Elisha, there was a miracle that happened. The army general of Sisra that came. He was a leopard, and he came to Elisha, and Elisha told him, "Go in the Jordan 7 times, mikveh, you're going to be healed." So he went there. He said, "You wanted to kill Elisha. You wanted to make war. That's what you think. I don't have rivers in Syria. He was from Syria." So they told him, "Listen, come on, do what he said, and then get upset." He went in, he got healed, and he wanted to give gifts and gifts and gifts, and Elisha said, "I don't need no gifts." He didn't want to take gifts, so they left. Gehazi ran to catch him, and said, "No, the Rebbe changed his mind. He wants the money." So he got the money, and he came back, and he saw that he cursed him to be a leopard.
Who cursed? Elisha cursed?
Yeah, Elisha cursed him to be a leopard. You made a chilul Hashem. So you see that the shoresh of the shamash, you're next to Elisha Navi, that is higher than Eliyahu. He's bigger than Eliyahu. And money is money, and Yetzirah is Yetzirah. What can I tell you? So you gotta be aware of that. I heard the story of Rav Kenning. I didn't hear it myself. You know, Rabbi Natan says, Shamati b'shmo, Shamati b'shmo. There was a Baal Tshuva in the Kila that came to him $50,000 American. 30